2018 U.S. Open begins tomorrow in Queens with a full slate of tennis action. There are some favorites hoping to take home the big championship. Our expert Adam Zagoria, who writes at zagsblog.com and Metro New York, is here to break it all down. Welcome back.
Thanks, Andrea. How are you?
I'm good. We were saying it's going to be hot this week for these players.
It's going to be in the 90s. Those guys are going to have to drink a lot of water out there.
They are. So we're going to talk about the men and the women. Starting with the men, let's start with Rafael Nadal, the defending U.S. Open champion. What should we be looking at when it comes to his playing this year?
Well, I mean, Andrea, we're really in this golden age of tennis with Nadal, Federer, and Djokovic, who are three of the greatest players of all time, if not the three greatest.
Right.
So we're lucky to see them. And, they've won their last 7 combined majors and 50 total. As for Rafa, he's a defending champ. He's got a pretty good draw because he wouldn't have to play Federer or Djokovic until the final. So,
which would be amazing if that happened.
Right. So I think at this point we have hopes for either a Nadal-Federer final or a Nadal-Djokovic final.
Let's talk about Roger Federer, 5-time U.S. Open champ, but he hasn't actually won in Queens in about 10 years.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's been a decade since Roger won the last of his 5 straight. He's 37 years old now. He's won 20 majors. Rafa's hot on his heels at 17. So if Rafa wins, it'll be 18. Roger's got a bit of a tough draw there. He would probably have to beat Djokovic in the quarters and then maybe Rafa in the final to win the tournament if form holds. So it's a tough draw for him, but he did say he's motivated to try to win again.
And Djokovic won in Wimbledon.
Yeah, I think if you're putting house money on it, the Vegas odds, Djokovic is the favorite. He won Wimbledon. He beat Fed to win in Cincinnati a week ago. So he's got as good a chance as anyone.
All right, let's switch gears, talk about the women. Simona Halep finally broke through this year, and she's the #1 seed at the U.S. Open.
Yeah, I mean, I think the safe money, probably, if you really have to pick someone, Simona Halep's not a bad pick. She's the #1 seed. She won the hardcore tournament in Montreal, got to the finals in Cincinnati. She would potentially have to play Serena in the 4th round, which would be a matchup that everyone would want to see.
Okay, let's talk about Sloane Stephens. She is the reigning U.S. Open champ.
Yeah, last year, of course, Serena wasn't at the tournament. She was giving birth. 4 American women closed out the semifinals. Sloane Stephens went on to win it. Now she's the defending champ, so she's, there's a little pressure for her to defend her title. She's in the same half of the draw as Halep and Serena.
And Serena, #17 seed, but we can't not talk about her in this tournament, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Serena hasn't won a tournament since she gave birth a year ago. She's only 3-4 on hard courts this year, but she's the Vegas favorite. The money's on her. But again, she has a tough draw. She'd have to play her sister Venus in the 3rd round, and then maybe Halep in the 4th.
And let's talk a little bit about this catsuit that we're seeing that made headlines at the French Open, right?
Yeah, so Serena said she wore this to improve her circulation. She had blood clot problems after she gave birth to her daughter, so this is for health reasons. It obviously raised a lot of eyebrows at the French Open. Then the French Open recently came out and said they were going to ban her from wearing it in the future. A lot of people think that's sexist and unfair to Serena. She says, she kept the door open that she could wear it again, and she won't wear it Monday night at the Open, so we'll have to see what she wears.
But good for her for coming back so strong after the baby. It's a lot.
It's incredible, and she's still, the greatest women's player of all time.
She is. Thank you so much, Adam. We really appreciate you coming in.
Sure, thanks.
We look forward to reading all of your writings about the U.S. Open coming up.